I'm a big fan of the Subaru Trailseeker, and I reviewed one. I had it for a few weeks. I thought it was a fantastic car. Yeah, it's got some flaws, no doubt, but it is still very good for the money. And it's, to be honest, one of very few off-road capable EVs that is extremely efficient at the same time, which I don't know how they've done that. Now, some people said that I should have rated it so highly. However, engineers seem to agree with my thinking here. Now, by the way, I just actually tested it a week ago, and this was after my review. I tested it on a proper off-road course and found it was unbelievably capable. In fact, it was better off-road than the Subaru Outback, which had better off-road tires on it. That tells you something. A mechanic just pulled apart Subaru's new electric Trailseeker SUV, and his verdict maybe should worry Toyota and other cars because he says the cheaper Subaru is the one to buy. The car care nut, a veteran Toyota master technician with a big YouTube following, went through the new Subaru Trailseeker piece by piece. And what he found tells you a lot about where sensible, affordable EVs are actually heading. First, some context. The Trailseeker is Subaru's electric Outback. It's sort of the size of an Outback, but it's got way more size on the interior because it's an EV. It's a twin of the Toyota BZ Woodland, although it's actually different. It's got a lot of similarities, but there's some significant differences in tuning. It's built on the same lines with the most of the same mechanicals. Both of them get a dual motor all-wheel drive setup, making 375 horsepower, fed by a 75 kilowatt hour NMC battery. That makes it the quickest production Subaru ever built. It hits 60 miles an hour or 0 to about 98 in 4.4 seconds. Range is 281 miles EPA, 452 kilometers. WLTP, the range is about 533 kilometers. That's a relatively small battery for the segment, but you can see it's getting a lot of range from a small battery. Very efficient. On the Electric Viking website, I'll put a link in the description below. We have more articles about electric cars and battery technology than any other website that I'm aware of in the world. So check that out. Link is in the description. And there you'll find our videos and analysis and articles about everything going on in the EV world. The Chevy Blazer EV has an 85 kilowatt hour battery and the Jeep Wagoneer S over 100, yet the Subaru, which has a higher ride height and is more capable off-road, actually matches them on range, which tells you Subaru went after efficiency rather than just throwing more cells at the problem. Charging from 10 to 80% takes around 28 minutes on a DC fast charger, and there's a native Tesla NACS port for the US version. So it plugs straight into more than 25,000 Tesla superchargers with no adapter. You also get 8.5 inches of ground clearance, 3,500 pounds of towing, and battery preconditioning for cold weather. So what did the mechanic find? Well, a well-made car. And he says being based on a Toyota is a good thing because everything underneath is engineered sensibly. Guys, I didn't tear the car apart, but I'm telling you what he's saying. One of the cooling circuits uses the same coolant Toyota puts in its petrol and hybrid cars, which means a good thing. It's cheap, familiar servicing at any Toyota or Subaru workshop. But his bigger point, though, is that the Trailseeker is just a car. Normal key fob, normal start button, normal controls, which is not my thing because I'm used to Chinese EVs and Teslas. But for some people, that's a good thing. No key cards, no mirror adjustments buried in a touchscreen, no learning curve like you get stepping into a Tesla or an Xpeng or a Rivian or a Lucid. For the millions of buyers who want an EV without relearning how a car works, that actually matters enormously. So whilst I saw that as being a negative, a lot of people don't. And a lot of people are like, well, that's exactly what I want. Thank you. Then there's the detail that makes the Subaru better than its own Toyota twin. In the BZ Woodland, the Toyota, the top of the steering wheel completely blocks the gauge cluster. Reviewers literally could not see their speed without dropping the wheel into their thighs. I didn't have that problem in the Subaru Trailseeker at all. Subaru flattened the top of the wheel so it sits just below the gauges. Problem solved. Small change, but a big difference in daily driving. Here's the kicker. The Subaru is actually cheaper. The Trailseeker starts at 41,000 US dollars. In Australia, it starts at 63,500. while the mechanically identical Toyota BZ Woodland starts at $47,000 US. That's $5,300 less for the Subaru version. And let's be honest, do you really want to be seen driving a Toyota EV around? I mean, really, honestly, if you've got a choice, I mean, I think that the Subaru looks a little better, but when it comes to the brand itself, Toyota has spent hundreds of millions lobbying against EVs. It's just ironic to drive around in a Toyota EV when they're doing that and have done that, and they're still doing that. And Subaru doesn't get involved in any of that. I reckon for that reason alone, I'd be much more inclined to go with the Subaru. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. This is exactly the kind of EV that moves the needle, in my opinion, because it's practical. A lot of EVs, the ground clearance is so low, you scrape them on your driveway every time you drive over it. You scrape them over speed bumps sometimes. So when it comes to a car being the right car for someone, being able to charge at 500 kilowatt or 1500 kilowatt, really, how relevant is that when you might use that once every 6 months? Probably what's more relevant is the day-to-day abilities of a car. How big is the boot space? How practical is it? How comfortable is it? How efficient is it? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Need expert advice on what car to buy, what solar system to get, what home battery to get, or potentially for your business? You can get, guys, a one-on-one consultation directly with me. 60 minutes of tailored guidance. This might help you avoid making a huge mistake spending money when you shouldn't, or potentially save you a massive amount of money. Click the link in the description below because I can assist you, and why not? The link is in the description. Thinking about getting solar, a home battery, or an EV charger? Check out Australia's best free comparison tool, because it could save you a lot of money. Guys, click on the link below in the description and you can see how much you can save. Alternatively, give Resync a call. They are the guys who installed my battery and my home solar. I'll put a link to them as well in the description.